I snapped back to consciousness. There was no transition, none of the normal vagueness you get when you wake up. I remembered the car coming at me, which I thought was odd. I would have expected the last few seconds to be lost, as they didn't have time to enter long-term memory. On the other hand, maybe the last few seconds had been lost. I lay there, without moving or opening my eyes, and did careful inventory. I felt no pain. In fact, I couldn't feel my arms, my legs, or my body at all. I was getting none of the normal proprioceptive cues that would tell me if I were lying down, comfortable, or anything. Not really a good sign. Complete paralysis seemed a likely explanation. I experienced a moment of panic, followed immediately by a kind of bemused surprise. The panic seemed to be purely intellectual. I had no sensation of elevated breathing, increased heart rate, or fight-or-flight muscle tension. Nothing. While I was normally very analytical, this seemed especially Vulcan, even for me. Wow, am I paralyzed from the forehead down? Maybe I'm in an induced coma? If so, it's not a very good one. Gathering my resolve, I opened my eyes. Or tried to. Nothing happened. This time I did panic. Being blind was the stuff of nightmares for me. For a few moments my thoughts spun out of control. I thought of movies I would never see, books I would never read. But again, the panic didn't self-reinforce. No adrenaline rush, no nothing. I couldn't think of a medical condition that would do that. Maybe drugs? Good ones? I was getting a little weirded out. Over and above the panic thing, I mean. I decided on drugs as a good working hypothesis. Determined to get a handle on things, I tried again, really thought about opening my eyes. The mechanics, the feeling of my eyes opening, and with no transition I could see. There are no words to describe my relief with that small victory. I appeared to be sitting up, since I was looking at a wall instead of a ceiling. The room could be a hospital room, or a lab, or any nondescript government office. The walls were painted in that peculiar off-white tone that new construction always seemed to start out with. The far wall had a large window, currently shielded by white, something. I thought at first it might be Venetian blinds, but they seemed to actually be printed on the glass. I expected to see part of my body in the foreground, perhaps under plain hospital sheets, but instead, there's just a flat plane, like maybe a desktop.